All right, we're going to check out this Taurus 942 ultra-lite and 22 Magnum today. It's an 8-shot 22 WMR single action, double action revolver. So as I said, 8-shot 22 WMR, 22 Magnum, 942 ultra-lite by Taurus. Got these awesome textured rubber grips. And yeah, the range is busy today, so I hope you can hear me. There's your finger grooves there. Very grippy rubber, even out here in the freezing temperatures. You see all the snow. Even get your little pinky groove right there. So nice, good grip there. Very lightweight. I'll throw up the stats in the video. Hard to do all this and record at one time. As you can see there, 8 shots. Single action or double action. I've been having a hard time finding the answer to this, but see how those the chamber there and the cylinders are recessed? I think you can dry fire this without it hitting, but I'm certainly not gonna risk that. But you may be able to dry fire this one. I'm not sure. If somebody knows, please let me know in the comments, because I keep getting mixed results online. But it is a double action, single action, so I'm not going to dry fire it there in double. And then in single action, the trigger is freaking awesome. There's absolutely no creep, very clean, crisp break, and it's pretty light too. Once I fire this off, I'll keep some empty brass in here and we'll spin them. That way I can get some demonstrations of the trigger without having to worry about dry firing or anything like that. I was pleasantly surprised that the rear sight on this is actually adjustable for windage. And there's your sight picture there. Just a black notch rear and a black front. This is the 3-inch barreled model. They do make a shorter one with a 2-some-inch barrel, but this one is the 3-inch. And I think that's about it. Let's get to shooting it. But I want to show you guys all the ammo I have here, and I have a bunch of gel tests coming up and caliber comparisons with this guy as well. Alright, so regarding the ammunition, I have other stuff that I brought just for plinking out here today to hit these targets with. But I now have, I believe that's all, let me know if it's not, all these newfound rounds that are targeted at use through a handgun for self-defense. So we got the Federal Punch, Spear Gold Dot, the Winchester Silver Tips, and the Hornady Critical Defense. I've already previously tested some of these, I believe these two. And I don't think I've tested these yet, so we'll have gel tests coming up on these. I have older gel tests. I used a PMR 30 with a bunch of different rounds, so a couple of them were the handgun focused defense rounds there, and then I threw some other ones in there as well. I'll put a link in the description of that video if you'd like to check that out. But for everything rimfire, just check out the 22/rimfire playlist on the channel. All kinds of good stuff in there and all the gel tests you've missed and such. And then, like I said, I have gel tests coming up on these. So hands are freezing, but I'll try to get a little load up demo for you guys going here. Okay, cylinder spins free, and don't those just look fancy? Comment down below if you know what those are. It's something I still got to test. I've been doing a lot of rifle gel tests lately with 22 Magnum and 17 HMR, and these are some that I still got to do. Alright, so these will be my absolute first shots. I've not previously fired this, so got to check and see where our point of impact is. I'll just go for center mass down there on that target. Alright, looks like we're a little bit off to the left there, so I'll be able to adjust that rear sight as I showed. It's fully adjustable for windage. Perfect timing. My target was just blowing over. I caught it. So obviously aiming here, so our height's good. and we're just a little bit off to the left. So let me tweak that sight a little bit. And now you can hear the plow truck going down the road. I'm just getting all kinds of interruptions today. There goes another one to the left of me there. Unfortunately, I do not have a screwdriver small enough on me, so I will not be able to adjust that. But as I said, it is fully adjustable for the windage, so I can move it off to the right there, but can't today because my screwdrivers are not small enough. So I'm just going to have to account for the fact that it's off to the left, which sucks. But now I have 8 empty shells in here, so let's take a look at the trigger real quick. Okay, so in double action, decently smooth. Less than a quarter of the way back, you can feel like something. All right, I can talk now. About right there, yeah. I'm feeling this drop down. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So there's a little bit of mechanical feeling there. The first, I don't know, fifth of movement or less, and then it's all smooth from there. I'm usually not guessing double action weights, but that's at least 10 pounds, probably 11 or 12 there. And then on the single action, as I said, there is no freaking creep here. Just clean, crisp brake. Yeah. And that's about, well, my fingers are freezing, so it's a little hard to tell super precisely out here. No more than a 5-some pound trigger, maybe a hair lighter. Yeah, I think it's like upper 4s if I had to guess, which obviously I am. But it's a little hard to tell. My fingers are numb. I've been out here recording already for a couple hours. So probably a upper 4-pound trigger range there. So nice, decently light trigger and single action, and just perfect, clean, crisp, smooth brake. And double action, not too bad. Yeah, it's not real heavy. It might be like 10, 11 pounds, and it's pretty smooth too, so. So it probably looks invisible to you guys, but down there where my target holder just fell over, there's a 16-inch white gong. Try some double action shots on that. I am terrible in double action, but we'll see. Well, I'll tell you what, because there's 0 recoil with this thing, that was super easy. See how well this ejects. The previous cylinder stuck on me, but that's because I hit them a bunch of times showing you guys the trigger, so it expanded the brass out some, I'm sure. I got one in here. Yeah, it's sticking on me there. I wonder if it's because of that one that I hit twice. We'll have to try it again. I'll count my shots and make sure we don't hit them, any of these, more than one to expand that brass anymore. I don't know. They're all sticking out there, so it's beyond that point anyway. So don't know why it's not ejecting these. It should be. All right, so all these I was able to just pull out with my fingernail, no issue. So it's just this one that's stuck here. So I got to try to, of course, out. Yeah, that's pretty stuck in there. I got to get my little screwdriver. All right, I finally got that guy out. I don't particularly see, you can see the drag marks there. Well, some of that's probably where I tried prying it out. I don't particularly see anything wrong with it. I mean, obviously it probably expanded very microscopically, but I mean, we had, you know, several millimeters, like up to here, sticking out. So, you know, it definitely wasn't from hitting it twice with the hammer or anything like that, or from the rim, because it was well beyond that. It kind of just got stuck right there like that. So and that was a CCI, by the way, so I'll keep monitoring that and see if that continues to be an issue or if that was just a fluke. But that brings me to the next thing I wanted to discuss. So I got this online, sight unseen, from a gun shop, and I noticed you know, it was advertised as factory new. I've never shot it. You guys just watched my first shots with this, so that's the second cylinder now. But I noticed you can actually kind of see it right there on that top one. See how there's like a chunk missing? It looks like somebody in the store had been spinning this and then slamming it back in while spinning and chewed that up some. And I have some play. This is real hard to do one-handed, but and probably also hard for you to see because it's moving the whole gun. Sorry for the grody fingers, but yeah, I'm like freezing out here, so my fingers don't look the greatest. But I'm noticing on almost all 8 that I got some play, and then it's even when you pull the hammer back as well. Yeah, see, it didn't really change, so I thought that was a little bit excessive slop. And then, like I said, I wasn't happy with the fact that, yeah, you can see it there on that one too. Unless it's just, you know, real cheap metal or something, there was already some freaking wear to those notches when I got it. And then I noticed this play right away. And then I was like, well, I don't like that, but if it's an issue, you know, I'll just send it back to Taurus. But now also, if we're going to have the issue with these shells sticking, which we'll see as we continue throughout the day, and then it's definitely going back for that. But yeah, that's something I noticed. It looked like somebody had already been messing with it. You know, maybe it was a display model or something, I'm not sure, but stuff like that I noticed, even though it was brand new, supposed to be brand new. And it did look brand new. It doesn't look like it had ever been fired, and it was advertised as such, and it was coming from a gun shop. So one that I did look up and confirm was an actual legitimate gun shop. So I noticed that, and the play in the cylinder is excessive. I say it's excessive. I mean, I know Taurus are kind of, you know, they're on the cheaper end of things, but I have a Rough Rider, and a Heritage Rough Rider, $100 revolver, and this has about 3 times the amount of play in it as my Rough Rider does. So that certainly doesn't seem right to me on, you know, something that's in the $400 range there. So we'll see how it goes, and if I end up sending it back to Taurus and whatnot, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. But yeah, those are some of the things I noticed right out of the box, which may or may not be a Taurus issue, or it may be because somebody was messing around with this thing, you know, as a display model before I got it. But we got to monitor this, these cases sticking in the cylinder there, see if that keeps happening. Anyways, we'll keep shooting. This time I'll count my shots, and I did notice one of these, when reloading it, it kind of drug a little bit as it went in compared to all the others just dropped in fine. So maybe that's the chamber, I'm not sure. Also, 22 Magnum doesn't really have enough power to knock most of those down, so I believe those were all hits. At least most of them were, if not all. It's just not going to knock most of them down. Doesn't have enough energy. Let's check this out now. I counted my shots there, 8. Yep, got a strike on every one, and it's stuck again. Now I got to see if it's just one single chamber causing that issue or not. If I can get these out at all. That one came out no problem. Obviously you guys are getting horrible focus right now. Seems even more stuck than the last time. Come on. All right, I'm gonna have to give this a little tap. Well, this is not how I wanted my day to go. Come on. There we go. Yeah, that one's pretty stuck. That one's, yeah. These are all freaking stuck. There's one that finally wanting to come out. And again, I don't see anything wrong with them. So these three are still pretty freaking stuck. You know. And these two are still, there we go. I mean, I don't see any swelling, you know. They go in just fine. Yeah, every single one of those slid in, no problem. Sorry, I didn't mean to be out of frame there. And same thing. And these were different CCI. These were, I mean, you can tell by the red tips. Or sorry, no, these were Hornady's. But even these are, so I've already tried several different CCI. And now we're Hornady here, which I think these are still made by CCI, but yeah, that one's nice and stuck. So, I mean, there might be one chamber that's worse than the other or something, but clearly, I mean, you just saw on the previous cylinder I put through it, like every single one was sticking. And this moves nice and freely. Here's yet again another full cylinder CCI, this time a different CCI again. I'm going to show you guys what I'm using over there. So this is like the 5th or 6th type of ammo now. I'm going to go back there 15 yards, see if I can hit any of these. I mean, it might not knock them over, like I said, but did we hit that one? Well, I definitely hit it that time for sure. That was a miss. There we go. So it's a freaking tack driver at 15 yards. Those are smaller than headshots. Going for the football. And that must have been 8. So here we go again. And they're still freaking stuck. So here's everything I've tried so far. Again, mostly CCI, but one of those was Hornady. Although I think CCI makes those for Hornady. But there's 5 different boxes now, and a lot of these came from different places and different purchase dates. So I gotta say, it's definitely not the ammo. I'm gonna try some of that self-defense stuff now. I mean, these were coated, first rounds that we tried, and they stuck too. Not as bad. So all this self-defense stuff here for handgun, if I can get them all out without this being a disaster, should probably just be doing this off camera. They're all coated, nickel coated, so it's going to make them even smoother. Oh, the Winchesters are not, but I think the nickel coating makes them a little harder too. But let's try these one more time. That's what I started out with, and see how that goes. And then I'm going to switch over, do a cylinder of each of this stuff, I guess. All right, there's those V&Ts again. Of course, I drop it. That's not it. I just went and grabbed another one from the box over there. All right, let's do 15 yards again. That was fun. Again, some of these might not fall over, but football. I'll start from the left and go right. Hit it, but it didn't fall. Football. The one on the right definitely will not fall. Sometimes I have trouble knocking that over with 9mm. Remember, this was off to the left because I didn't have a screwdriver small enough to adjust the sight, but I'm going to see if I can hit that very tippy top. So I'm going to have to aim off to the right some. I hit the very top of that bowling pin, which is 2 1/4 inches wide, by the way. I might be able to get that to knock over. I hit it, but it didn't fall. Come on. There we go. So yeah, she's accurate. Holy crap, she's accurate. 15 yards, 2 1/4 inches wide at the top of that bowling pin. And that's using Kentucky language too, aiming off to the right side because it's off to the left and I can't adjust the sights yet. My screwdriver's not small enough. And I'm not sure if I'm out yet. We'll go for this one. And that was the last one. Now, do these come out? No, they are stuck too. So even though these are coated, still not ejecting. Finally. So it's like, if you really gouge the crap out of your hand, you can get those to come out. But I'm half afraid. Not that I've ever had an issue with Taurus customer service. I've dealt with them twice actually, and it's been excellent service both times. But just in case, they'd be like, oh well, yeah, we made that for those handgun self-defense rounds, not that other stuff for rifles. I'm gonna try a cylinder out of each of these. I'll let you know what each is. All right, these are the Winchesters, the silver tips. Obviously they're brass. No nickel plating there. And these, about half of them. All right, 3 of them I had to push in. Just gonna go for that big blue guy that's not gonna fall over. I say it's not gonna fall over and then it falls over. Critical defense, Hornadies. All those slid in super smooth, no push necessary. And stuck. Finally. Federal punch. Yeah, I'm having to push every single one of these in. So far the smoothest was the Hornady critical defense we just shot. And yeah, didn't expect any less. All right, so last up is the gold dots. CCI gold dots, spear, whatever. And these ones are dropping right in. Ah, dropped one. Grab one more. So, single action, double action works great. Alright, well, currently as it stands, my example of one is a big old POS. That's 9 different rounds we tried there. A bunch from CCI, some from Hornady, Spear, Federal. And they all stuck. Now, obviously, the nickel-plated ones didn't stick quite as bad, and if I smacked the crap out of it, well, I wasn't smacking it that hard, but, you know, I was giving it a good whack there, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, then eventually they would pop out, but you should not have to do that. You should be able to just push that, and all the shells will come out, maybe some light taps, and then they'll come out, but you certainly shouldn't have to hit it like that, let alone, you know, the brass. It should feed brass, no problem. It shouldn't have to have nickel-plated stuff to barely work after you smack your hand against it 5 or 6 times. But I figured I'd try that stuff anyways, just in case, just, you know, again, also not that they would, but just in case they're like, oh, well, you know, that's a carry gun, so it's made for those. And, well, we tried those, and they are sticking too. So this one will definitely be going back to Taurus. So we'll have an update video on that, see how that goes, if they get everything fixed. I'm going to tell them about the play in the cylinder, that I'm not happy with that. I would certainly like them to get that tightened up, but obviously there is an issue with those, every single one of those shells sticking in there. That's not acceptable, so they're going to have to fix that. So it's probably going to get a new cylinder anyways. But I'm going to mention that play too, because they should not have 3 times the amount of cylinder play. And again, it's whether the hammer's back or not, you can still hear it. And again, it's hard to show without me putting it down, but it's a considerable amount. Like I said, when it's 3 times the amount of a revolver that only costs the quarter of the amount of this, the Heritage or Rough Rider, then you know it's more play than what should be there. And I think I'll probably mention to them, you know, the wear down in those little teeth marks there that I showed you guys earlier. You know, I imagine they'll probably just say, well, you know, don't slam the cylinder shut, even though I didn't. But whatever's done, you know, at the gun shop before it's in my hands is beyond my control. But like I said, I would imagine they'd probably replace the cylinder. Maybe not. They might just hone those out to make them a little looser so that those cases don't get stuck in there. I'm not sure what they'll do, but just definitely go in the back with a list with every complaint that I brought up to you guys, and I'll update you. But as far as overall experience, aside from those jamming issues and with them not wanting to eject, really like it. I really like the weight of it. Like I said, I would have had it thrown up earlier, but the weight, it's pretty light. Being the ultra-light there, but, you know, it's still got some heft to it because it's a metal revolver, but it's not like a freaking brick in your pocket. So I think, honestly, it's perfect balance. And like I said, this is a 3-inch barrel, so gives a real good balance. It's just slightly front heavy, but you know, it's a good thing. It helps manage the recoil. It's not like super front heavy, obviously only being a 3-inch, but yeah, I really like the balance. It's one of the, I mean, I'm not shot a ton of revolvers, but one of the best balanced revolvers I've ever handled. I mean, look, there's only 2 fingers there. So not only is it, you know, not real heavy because it's the ultralight, but pretty well balanced there too. And I'm not having to squeeze very hard at all. And just look at that. Here, so you can see how steady that is. And then we'll swing over the target. And it's pretty steady for just holding it with 2 fingers. And I've never shot a double action this well before either, so that's just blowing my mind. Absolutely loving shooting this thing. Just wish it was working for us on the extraction there, but and then we was getting those shots back there at 15 yards, no problem. Even aiming at the tippy top of those bowling pins, and I was having to aim off to the right and guess, and was still getting them. You know, a little 2-inch target down there. So this thing's a freaking tack driver. Love the accuracy of it. Double action, single action. The trigger's excellent. The balance is great. Love these grips. I get all 3 fingers on there thanks to that little pinky groove down there too. I really love this thing. So I would say it's like the perfect 22 Magnum revolver, except for the issues having with extraction there. So that is unfortunate, but it's going to go back to Taurus and get fixed. Which, if you didn't know it, now Taurus has a lifetime warranty, guys. So that's no longer, you know, if you have anything happen years down the road, it's not an issue. It's a lifetime warranty now with Taurus. Didn't always used to be, but they changed that a few years ago. So yeah, other than the issues we experienced, I'm in love. So I'll have an update video when I get it back, you know, tell you what Taurus said and all that, and then we'll test it out again. You guys will definitely be seeing more of this revolver. I got this specifically to do videos with, so we'll have some gel tests coming up. Like I said, I've already previously tested some 22 Magnum, including some of the handgun geared self-defense rounds through handguns and ballistics gelatin. Check out the 22/rimfire playlist for that and more. Anything rimfires in there. I'm also going to have, I got a Heritage Rough Rider. I kept mentioning the Rough Rider, but I got one that's like 6.5-inch barrel. So I'll probably do some comparisons too when I do future 22 Magnum gel tests from pistols. I'll probably use this guy with the 3-inch and the 6.5-inch Heritage, see if there's any difference with the barrel length there. And I'm always testing 22 mag and ballistics gel out of rifles, so I like seeing what these do in rifles too. And that also includes those handgun rounds. I send them through the rifles too to see what they do out of the rifles. So we got that to look forward to, but I also got this guy to start doing some revolver comparisons. I'm working on building up my revolver collection, so other than that Rough Rider I already got, this is the first one of the collection. I want them all to have about 3 to 4-inch barrels. That way it's comparable when I do my comparisons on like watermelon, cantaloupe, cinder blocks, concrete blocks, any barriers and fun targets and stuff like that. You know, we're going to be comparing like 22 mag here to 38 special, 45 Colt, 44 mag, 357 mag, stuff like that. So you'll definitely be seeing more of this guy in videos like that as well. But that'll do it, guys. Stay tuned. Like I said, update coming up when I get it back from Taurus. If you guys have one of these, please let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you've had any issues with yours. If you guys want to get any of the products you see me using in any of my videos, like the target stand there that's fell over, the targets I use, steel targets, and way more, links in the description for all of that. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope to catch you on the next one, where hopefully this thing will be working right.